Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm really, really happy to be here this evening. Myself and Alan are hosting this presentation tonight. I'm going to be doing the product part, and Alan's going to be doing the business. And he's a real guru at that, so I'm looking forward to it. But before we start, let me just introduce myself quickly. My name's Kim Knight. I am in a place called Mpumalanga. I still struggle to say that, in South Africa. A little rural area called White River. And I started patching a year and a half ago, believe it or not. And my upline is here, Amanda. And the quick story to that was Amanda mentioned to me one day that she wanted to share something very, very exciting with me. And I thought, oops, I don't know if I want to hear this because I know that she's into network marketing and I'm just allergic to that. But anyway, because I know, like, and trust Amanda, I said, okay, send me the information. I'll never forget it was a Wednesday evening and I was watching watching the little videos, and that was it. I was sold. I don't think you've ever been through that when you don't know what you're looking for until you find it. And that was it. And we chatted a long time that night, and Amanda was just gushing over with testimonials, and she knows I love animals and dogs, and it just carried on from there. And I started promoting Lifewave and X39 before I had even signed up, before I had my patches. And then, of course, I signed up, got my patches, and the rest is history. But for everyone here, especially for newcomers and for guests, I really knew zero about Lifewave, about the product, and about the business when I started. But I just knew I wanted this, and I jumped in with both feet in, and I learned along the way. And it's really been a fantastic journey, and time goes very quickly. So I'm really glad. I was telling someone the other day, I'm really happy I started when I did, because it could have been 6 months later, a year later, and I'm so glad I started when I did. I have just to give you some testimonials on my experiences with Lifewave. I didn't really have anything that wrong with me, thank heavens. But I really did, and I'll share some of the benefits you'll have on X39. I've literally had all those benefits. But my breathing improved. I've always had troubles with my nostrils since a young child because I used to have extensive nosebleeds, and it caused problems with my nostrils after many, many cauterizations. That's improved. My sleep's improved. My C3 and C4 vertebrae in my neck have miraculously, I don't know what they've done, but it's just come together. I don't have pins and needles there anymore. And things like bee stings and hurting yourself with boiling hot water on your finger, just, slap an Aeon on there, and within a couple of minutes, it's gone, no scarring, nothing. So really, really amazing testimonials. Also I must really include my little dog Tao, who's now almost 16. And he's actually going through some medical procedures. He's got he snapped his knee ligament, and knee patches. He's been patching for as long as I have. And the vets actually just can't believe he's 16, because they wanted to do an op on him. And I said, no, he's 16. I don't really want to do an op. And they couldn't believe that he was 16. They thought he was about 10. So it's also for animals, as well. But I quickly want to speak about a new testimonial of mine. I thought I was having serious problems with my tooth over here. And I was really scared. I'm petrified of the dentist, and I kind of put it off, but it kept on getting worse. Finally went to the dentist, and it had nothing to do with my teeth. And then on some research, I found out, and I've written it down, there's something called trigeminal neuralgia. And it's women are prone to it over 50, and it causes almost like a paralysis in your face, and it's like a shock going through your face whenever it happens. And the dentist as well doesn't really want me to have surgery. There's no real treatment for this. So I thought, no, I started on the 18th of September, and when I go to sleep at night, I put an Aeon patch right over here. And I've been doing that for a month, and I can honestly say that sometimes I've even forgotten that I've got it. It's decreased the amount of times it happens. So I'm just going to keep on patching, and I truly believe that after a month or two by Christmas, it might actually automatically just disappear. So that's my latest one, and I completely have complete faith in these patches. So this is actually quite nice to test. So there's some of my testimonials, but without further ado, we're going to go into the presentation, and Alan's going to be sharing that with us. And as I said, I'll be doing the product side. Thank you, Alan. So this is our wonderful first slide. Have you been patched yet? So some people like myself and others have been patching for a while. Some people have just started and some people haven't started yet. But it doesn't matter where you are, you're in the right place. And it's all about elevating, activating, and regenerating stem cells. Now, you really can't talk about Lifewave and the patches without talking about David Schmidt. He's our CEO and inventor of X39. He has over 200 patents. He's only one of two in the world that has so many patents. He's not a medical doctor. He's a scientist and inventor, and he specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, I don't know if you remember, but stem cells became the buzzword, and he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. And the recent patent, the one we're talking about, X39, took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. So nothing to be sneezed at. Thank you, Alan. And yes, this is patented technology. I'm not going to read all of that, but if you know anything about a patent, you will only get a patent if you can prove that what you say the patch or whatever the product is going to do actually does. So this has gone through rigorous tests, clinical trials, and of course, $4.5 million to be a patent. So why X39 stem cell activation patch? This is what really also drew me to the patch, is that I knew nothing about this when I started, that the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And we see hundreds of millions of people around us experiencing the symptoms of aging. And we ourselves are those people until you start patching. And of course, you see it in your your parents or your siblings, etc. And why? Because at the age of 30, only half of your stem cells are active. They're still in your body, but they're not active. And then by the age of 60, you lose almost stem cell activity. So, if you've broken a leg or something when you were in your teens or 20s, it's very different breaking your leg at 60, 70, 80. You just don't heal the same way. And this is the reason why. Thanks, Alan. So how does X39 work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy, patented nanocrystal, very, very, very small crystal technology. And all it does is it reflects the light of your body, the infrared light in your body, to activate. So the light is emitted, it meets the patch, and it goes back into your body. What it does is it elevates copper peptides, and the copper peptides activate the stem cells. What I love is it's non-transdermal, no drugs, chemicals.
And then you give me such a pain when mine always comes up.
Sorry, if you can just mute, thank you. What that means is nothing is piercing the skin. There are no injections, nothing like that. And also nothing is going into the body. There are no drugs or anything. It's just a technology using light therapy. So the benefits, I told you I would mention this: increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy, and these are just some of them: energy and vitality, mental clarity. Many people speak about that mental fog just lifting. Dr. Mesh often mentions that. Restored muscle or skeletal conditions. I told you about the vertebrae in my neck. Improvement of sleep. I love this one. And it's quite nice. I'm starting to dream again, which is lovely. And improved skin appearance. So all of these I've actually experienced myself, and you'll hear that many testimonials for these. And these are just some of the benefits. So once again, with technology nowadays, we can literally take photographs of the brain. So this is a topography map of a 77-year-old woman. She's actually a yoga instructor. And as you can see in session 1, before X39, lots of inflammation in the brain, all the red and the yellow and the orange there. lack of brain coherence. You can imagine that feeling of just not being able to think straight. Patched her with X39, and after 3 weeks, session 2, look at the brain there, that, almost all inflammation has disappeared. And then after session 3, which is 6 weeks on the patch, complete turnaround, so better brain coherence. So it can be noted, what I love, after session 3, so after 6 weeks, the brain remained calm after wearing this patch for only 6 weeks, which is incredible. So X39 long-term results. Everyone, if you haven't seen this and if you're new, this is a fantastic website. This is at info.com. I haven't even, after a year and a half, there's just so much there, fantastic information. You can write that down or take a screenshot of this slide. And it's got amazing information on there. So what it also tells you is within the first few days when you start patching, like Mo just said, she's just started patching, 4,000 genes begin to reset. Now, I just love that idea that my genes begin to reset, okay? Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, which we saw in the previous slide. And then within 3 months, this is really, really important, that your collagen is increased. Now, collagen is not only for your hair and nails, as children we grew up and it's like you'll get stronger nails and that kind of thing. It's actually the glue that holds everything in your body together. So it's really, really important. And then there are also case studies on this. There was a clinical trial within 6 months. Your heart can reverse up to 8 years get younger by 8 years. So let's say you're 60. After 6 months, you actually have a heart of like 54. Now, that's definitely what I want for longevity. So it's not anti-aging, it's actually age reversing. Our organs are getting younger, and that's why we can live a better and more functional lifestyle by using the patches. So how do you wear it? It's really easy. I was helping a new brand partner today. He just couldn't believe it. He actually said he couldn't believe it was this easy. So you wear your patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate. It's very important. He actually thought he could wear it for 24 hours. Please, please, please. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Then you throw the patch away, or if there are other things we can do with the patch when you take it off. And the person who introduced you to this call will explain that to you. And then the next day happens. So I start patching at 5:30 in the morning, take it off at 5:30 at night, and the next day I patch again at 5:30. You can wear more than one patch at a time, not more than one X39. That would be a waste of money. But we have 10 other patches, Aeon for inflammation, Icewave for pain, energy enhancers, etc. So I could wear an Aeon, which I do for my condition that I spoke about, and X39, I can wear that at the same time. It's really, really important to drink plenty of water. This helps facilitate the medical technology, the process that it undergoes. And then also we highly recommend to take electrolytes for nutrients and minerals, because we're just not getting it in the water and in the food that we eat these days. So really, X39, it's a sophisticated technology, but it's actually quite simple to explain. And the testimonies of X39 are really life-changing and emotional. And I've cried quite a few times on these Zoom calls. But the best thing about it is it really absolutely works. And on that note, we're going to just close off the PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to open up to some testimonials. This is one of the best parts of the presentation, real life testimonials. So if anyone wants to put their hand up with a testimonial, we will welcome that. Kayla, thank you.
Hello. I hope everybody's well. It's so nice to see everybody's faces, although I don't know many of you yet, but yeah. Hello, Alan, and thank you so much for the presentation tonight, and welcome to all the other guests. So yeah, I'm fairly new to Lifewave, but I am a core brand partner, And yeah, I'm just extremely excited. And you know what? Telling my testimony over and over and over again, it will never get old, because yeah, I just want to jump out of my skin. So for those of you who don't know yet, my name's Kayla. I live in Westville, Durban, South Africa. And yeah, I started on my Lifewave journey in August after I was recovering from major back surgery I had in November. I was actually walking with extensive chronic daily hectic pain for over 21 years, especially in my lower back. Then arthritis set in, my neck had neck surgery in Feb last year, back surgery end of November last year, and healing's been very, very slow. I started getting a twitch in my head. I can't remember the last time I slept through, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. I can't even remember. And yeah, I also had a lot of brain fog. And then, the pain in my joints, my fingers, my wrists, my elbows. You know, if I wake up in the mornings, my arms are bent. It's a battle to stretch my arms straight. If I hold my phone to open my fingers. And then I also started getting dry skin on my eyebrows, on my eyelids, and in and around my ears. So yeah, I'm a special kind of special when it comes to ailments. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt a couple of times. So yeah, I started and with X39 first, and then I introduced Eon, and when I went on core, I also brought in Icewave. And let me tell you what, yeah, I'm now 20 plus VAT. I'm no longer feeling like I'm 80 plus VAT. I feel like I'm 20. I've undergone a complete transformation and metamorphosis in my life. I don't wear my back brace anymore. I stopped wearing my back brace about 2 weeks into patching, not even. 2 days after I started patching, I started sleeping through like a baby on Panado. And yeah, no more twitches in my head, no more joint pain. I used to get tremendous headaches because of the spasms in my neck and my shoulders and whatever. No more of that. Yeah, so if I could do a dance here on the table right now, I would. But yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself. But in any case, yeah, so it's fabulous, fabulous. I will never stop patching. My son went to a leadership camp about a month ago, came home. He said, Mommy, I twisted my knee. I took the Icewave patch and I like maneuvered, and he says, oh, Mommy, this is a miracle. How does this work? And then 3 weeks ago, we were in Joburg. My husband's sister is complaining about her shoulder. I said, come here, took her Icewave, and she's really been battling cortisone shots and everything. She's like, what just happened? And the pain was gone. So yeah, she's ordering, and the more people I can tell, the better, because yeah, I think it's time that we medications and drugs and things that we pump into our bodies are just absolute poison. And the amazing thing about Lifewave, like you said, is it's absolutely age reversing. So one of these days, I'm going to have a smooth face, and I won't have to color my hair 10,000 different colors anymore. I'm sure my natural hair color will grow back. So that's my story. Anyway, so I'm very excited. So please, if you haven't patched yet, start patching. Patching.
Thank you so much, Kayla. Thank you. And Kayla, just very quickly, I mean, that is life-changing. You know, when you've been living in pain like that forever, and back braces and all, like, it's literally life-changing. A friend of mine and brain partner who's in the US, whenever she talks, because her change was almost overnight. She was one of those one-patch wonders. She still starts crying about it because it's just so miraculous. You know, you almost can't believe it's happening, but it is. Thank you, Kayla.
Yeah.
Would someone else like to give a testimonial, please? Another testimonial? Anyone? Or I'm
Carrie's put her hand up.
Jonathan?
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I'll give a testimonial. I'll give a brief highlight reel, and then I'll tell you what happened today. Okay, so I started patching last year, July. I had sciatica in my back. It healed that. Put it on my dad. He had heart failure. The doctor had previously told him, based off his bloods, he's got 2 to 3 years to live. My dad saw the doctor recently. Doctor said, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Your bloods are perfect. My mom developed osteoporosis. Her osteoporosis, confirmed via bone density scan, is now reversing. And then that's just the little highlight reel. I've got more. But let me tell you what happened today. Today was parents' evening at my daughter's school. My daughter's now in year 3, and my daughter has been diagnosed with autism. And the previous parents' evenings that we went to were fairly stressful and a little bit uneasy, because in year 1, she, as you know, with this condition, there's emotional outbursts, there's lack of concentration. She had tics, compulsive movements that she would do. And here in the UK where we are, they grade the kids on like a graph. There's like a graph that goes across the page, and there's a line in the middle to sort of show you the average of the class. Year 1, my daughter didn't make it onto that chart. Year 2, she wasn't even on that chart. We then discovered these patches, and after my back healed, my dad got results, my mom got results, my wife got results, more people got results. We decided, okay, let's patch our daughter and let's see what happens. Started patching her in January. In January, she couldn't read and write. I've been a teacher for multiple years. I've taught hundreds of kids to read and write. I couldn't manage to teach my own daughter. And it was heartbreaking and, yeah, just very difficult to deal with. Started patching her. 1 month after we started patching her, she came to me and said, "Daddy, look at this." And she'd written an entire sentence, all spelled correctly, and I couldn't believe it. And she's just been improving and improving and improving since then. And today, at the parents' evening that we went to, she is bang on average in the class. She's functioning normally in school, no more tics, no more emotional outbursts. And yeah, this is quite close to my heart, as you can tell. And yeah, I think that's what I'll share for today. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Jonathan. And I can just, I don't have children, but I can imagine how you're feeling. And it reminds me of Harvey, an oldest child as well, how they must feel. So thank you very much for that. And I know it's a little bit emotional today, but that's what it's about. And just one more, I believe Kerry Jones wants to speak. And then we're going to have to move on with our presentation. Kerry, thanks.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi there. So I was introduced to the patch by Alan Kitching's wife, Shelley, back in March of this year. And I'd had a new knee. So my new knee was my new knee was fine, but my left knee, the one I hadn't had done, was really swollen, really painful. And that's why I decided to patch initially. And by 4 days in, the inflammation around that joint had disappeared. And because of that, so did the pain. I've never suffered with the knee since. I've had x-rays since. I don't have to have a new knee, which is absolutely brilliant for me. But halfway through patching, so probably June, I got a thorn in my finger and it became very red and raised, but it wasn't sore or painful. And then this part of my handle broke out in sores. I went to the doctor the following day with really red cheeks and I'd got a line going up my hand. Okay, so cellulitis starting. And the doctor said, "I'm really, really worried about this. It's a fungal blood infection caused by a thorn and it's called Gardner's disease. It can affect your lungs. You have to go on antibiotics for 6 months." And I rang Merle actually and I said, "Merle, help. What patch is going to maybe help me with this fungal blood disorder?" And she said, "Glutathione. It's going to clear your liver, support your immune system." I went back to my doctor's 2 weeks later and I showed her my hand and she went, "No, the other one." I said, "No, it was that one." Honestly, showed her both hands. I won't tell her. She swore because she couldn't believe it, that what had happened within 2 weeks. I never took those antibiotics. I patch with glutathione. I use the X39. I love the Aeon. I just think it's been an absolute life changer for me and for so many of my clients. But lastly, just to say another quick dental ploy. I went to my dentist. My gums had been receding and showing the roots. No pain, but you know, if cold air got on it or you bit an ice cream, you'd feel it. And my hygienist said, "What have you been doing with your gums?" I said, "What do you mean? Are they bleeding?" And she said, "No, your gums have grown back over your roots. Like, how's that happened? What have you done?" And I was telling her about the patch, and that blew her away too. So she's now patching.
Sure.
It's amazing.
That's amazing. I just got goosebumps when you said that. That really is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kerry. And very quickly, sorry, Nina, I saw you put your hand up. If you've got a quick testimonial, and then we'll get back to the presentation. There we go. You're on mute, Nina.
Kayla was talking about age reversal. So some of the evidence I've had about that is that the roots of my hair have gone back to their original color. And I don't know if you can see it here. But also, you know, I notice at times I can kind of see dark hair through the white. It's quite amazing. And then the other thing, just very quickly, I've recently started patching somebody who's been on dialysis since the beginning of the year, 3 times a week. And from the very first day, he showed improvement. First night, it was a day that he'd had dialysis, and normally he's terrible for 1.5 days after. But he got up on his own during the night and walked to the bathroom, 7 steps. Felt much better the next morning, and then had dialysis the following day and was fine immediately after the dialysis. So
wonderful.
Also incredible.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nina. And please don't get rid of that hair, right? We want that hair to stay the same.
I know. I'm not rooting for it to go back, but anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yes, looking gorgeous. Thank you, Nina. And thank you, Alan. Thank you, everyone, for the testimonials, the wonderful testimonials. And it's over to Alan for the business part.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Kim, and for all the testimonials. I think, to be honest with you, it's the business part becomes secondary, because once you have testimonials like that are life-changing for so many people, and all we're doing is putting on this little patch, it really is incredible. And for me, it was a case of I've been in direct sales for over 30 years, nutrition-based, used to be in the forces, used to do bodybuilding, and we basically cut all the fat out of my diet so you could see the 6-packs, and that started to affect my joints. Ended up having operations on both knees, both shoulders, had a double hip replacement, and I was just going through now the stage of probably going to need knee replacement. And that's when the kind of patches found me. I don't think we go looking for the patches. It's just one of those things that it comes to you when you're ready. And put the patches on. Didn't think it was going to work, to be honest. And within a few hours, the pain in my right knee had pretty much gone. And within 2 or 3 days, the pain in my left knee, all the aches and pains from joints and fingers and everything else cleared up, sleeping better, more energy. Used to get acid reflux cleared up. So it just keeps on snowballing. The more that you think about things as you're going on with the patches, it's like, oh, wow, that's not happening anymore, or that's cleared up. And it really is just the magic of giving the body what the body needs, and things can be incredible. So Kim touched on this website. This is for everybody. And the reason why I find the business so exciting for absolutely every brand new person is it's duplicatable, because you don't have to invent anything. You don't have to come up with anything. You don't have to put presentations together. You don't have to set up a warehouse. You don't have to get everything translated and set up for international growth. Everything is done for you. The company takes care of that side. And Steve and Gina, This Is It team, I put this information together on here. And all we do is we share thisisitinfo.com with new people. Are you open to having a look? Take a look at this, and then we'll have a chat afterwards. And that does the work for you. It really is incredible. So make sure you take a note of that. www.thisisitinfo.com. So who are Lifewave? You need to know who the company is before you get involved with it. And it's not a fly-by-night company. It's a 20-year-old company. We're now in over 82 countries. I think it's 83 countries now. And that's going quickly, and it's expanding all the time. And one of the things you really need to get excited about, and for me, this is one of the biggest points that you can get from this as a business opportunity or an income providing opportunity, is we are not a me too product. That is critical for me because for 20, 30 years, I used to argue why my nutrition products were better than the other 5,000 companies out there that was doing nutrition products. With this, you don't have that. Nobody else on this planet has this technology. Get your head around that, because that is something that is so, so exciting that nobody can copy what we have. So in 2021, they're in $20 million turnover. In 2022, that went to $320 million turnover, massive growth. And the reason why is because Steve and Gina, our upline and This Is It team, got involved and went, this is something incredible. And again, because of personal results that they had, they started introducing it, and they put all these support systems in place that made it very easy for people to duplicate. So it gives them time freedom. 2023, 430 million. 2024, we did over 600 million. And we're on track to do $1 billion turnover this year. So the Lifewave there, you can see the growth curve. And this is what it's something that you need to look at is you don't want to be in a company at the start, it's too hard. And you don't want to be in a company at the end that's got no growth. This is why I'm talking about this is the number one time to be involved with this company, this product, because of the timing and the growth curve that they're in. So who are they? Well, the guy on the left, that's David Schmidt that we talked about. And Kim said one of only 2 people in the entire world with 200 patents to their name. So the guy's an absolute genius, and what he's got planned out in the future for us is mind-blowing. Honestly, the patches are mind-blowing, but what's coming is even more mind-blowing. Get excited, guys. Honestly, this is right place, right time, right company. Next to him is Steve and Gina. They're the This Is It team. So they're members just like you and I, but they put the support systems together. They invested a huge amount of time, money, and effort making this whole duplicatable system that we can just jump into with both hands, grab hold of it, and go to work. And then in the striped suit in the middle there is Meredith. She's the president of the company. Again, she's another phenomenal individual with some great insights of steering this company in the right direction. And this is the Growth Award. So we are officially the #1 growing company in the direct selling industry. So that's #1 in the world for the 2nd year running. So this is why we're excited about what we've got. The product that we have, the patches, is you cannot not get excited when you hear the testimonials that's out there, because I guarantee every single one of you now that's on the call is you're starting to think of your mum, your sister, your auntie that's got these ailments and thinking, wow, if I could just help them. And that is what is special about this business, this company, this opportunity is. As I said, I've never seen it before where people want to share this with others. So it really does give you a duplicatable system. So why are you all here? I mean, some of you might be here just because you're looking at the patches and you want to find out. You don't even know about the opportunity. Well, everybody is looking for something, whether it's more family time, security, you might want to travel more, you want better health. I think that's probably pretty much most people on the planet are looking for better health. And everything that's coming out now with all the vaccines and how tragic they are and the way that they're being done, everybody now needs to have something that's going to help the body heal. And that's what these patches do. They give the body the best fighting chance it can to do what it's supposed to do. Maybe you're looking for less debt, a bit of extra income. What would you do with an extra 500,000 a month? Well, you'd be happy to know that we get paid weekly. So whatever it is on there, you'll find something that you're looking for and something that will give you a bit of motivation to go out and help other people. That's all we do, is we share the stories with other people of how you can improve your health and improve your financial situation as well. So the compensation plan. The compensation plan is basically the way that the company tracks everything and then they decide who to pay. So in a normal job, you get paid saying, right, I'm going to pay you, and you trade your hours for a set amount of money. So let's say it's 40 hours a week and they're going to pay you 5,000 a month. That's it. You can't earn more. You probably have to do more hours to earn that, but there's a ceiling there, and you have to do that work. The difference with this, it's called a leveraged income, because what you do is you get started, and then you bring people in. You put two in your left, two in your right. You've just gone manager, and manager is a very important position within the company because it opens up multiple streams of income. And what John Paul Getty said was, I would rather have 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own. So this really gives you time freedom because you can have an international business. As I say, I'm sat here in Spain. Some of you guys are in the UK, some of you are in South Africa. But the technology that's available means that we can do a business from your own home with an international aspect all done for you. It's all in place. Now, one of the things that got me really excited was when it says there, team commissions earn up to $25,000 a week in binary, which is only one of the ways that we get paid. And that's by introducing people left and right, left and right, left and right, and it just carries on going. And our sponsor in the States is earning that's $25,000 a week. And they showed us what else he earns as well. And this is what they get excited about. It's called matching bonus. Now, you could do a separate training just on the compensation plan, and we got the enhancement that's coming out at the end of the month, which makes it even easier. And brand new people getting started right now have the potential to earn even more money than what we say on here. So I'm not going to go loads of detail other than show you matching bonuses. So Kerry's on here. We introduced Kerry. So if Kerry earns $1,000 a month, the company or a week are going to pay Kerry that $1,000. And then they'll say to us, congratulations for bringing her in, supporting and helping her build a business. We're going to give you 25% matching bonus from ours, from the company side. Same with anybody who Kerry introduces, we get 20%. Anybody who they introduce, we get 20%. So as you can see by this, by introducing your friends, your family, by helping them improve their health, all of you get to make an extra income. And this is anything from paying for your patches, which should be your first goal, to making a serious part-time income or a full-time income that's really life-changing. So there's multiple streams of income from one business. So how do you get started? Well, there's loads of different ways, and none of them are right, none of them are wrong. Speak to the person that put you on the call, and obviously they'll be able to advise you more on your specific circumstances of which one suits you best. But what tends to happen is if you want to try the product, we talk about a 90-day protocol. So in each sleeve, there are 30 patches. So core is a great way to do it. You're basically buying two, getting one free. So yes, bargain, why wouldn't you? Then you've got advanced, where you're basically getting 6 sleeves. You get the sleeve slightly cheaper. So you're going to come in at $535. Or you can come in at the premium. So for me, premium is somebody who's looking for an opportunity, who's looking for a business, or they have clients already. If they've already got clients doing nails, massages, whatever it is, if you already have clients, you can already get people that need these patches. And it's the cheapest way of getting them. So there's more profit every time you sell one of those patches built in. So core, advanced, and premium, they're the levels that you come in as a brand partner that gives you the option to share and produce an income from this if you wish. There's also subscriptions. You can come in as a client and pay the full price, and there's a subscription there called Preferred Customer, where you can basically come into the subscription. They send you the sleeve out every month, but obviously you're not going to be able to build a business from that, which is why we tend to recommend people come in as a brand partner because of the options that's available there. But again, it's speak to the person who introduced you on the call, and obviously they'll go through this in more detail with you. Right, now this is one of the other sites. Once you become a brand partner, you get access to thisisitteam.com. And again, on here, I think the easiest way I've ever explained this is if you get an Airfix model kit, you open the box, you take the instructions out, and the first instruction says, remove instructions from the box, which obviously you've just done but it says it anyway. That's how detailed this is. Anybody could go away, log into this, follow the trainings that's on there, and there's a video there for everything. People say to me, Alan, how do you know about the back office? I watched the video. Well, how do you know about setting up your commission payments? Well, I watched the video. How do you know about the 2020 plan? I watched the video. Absolutely everything you could possibly want is on that system. Please take the time to go through it because it really is an incredible opportunity because of the support and systems that's in place for you, for every single one of us. Now, you don't have to do anything. It's all done for you. All we do is share. We share the stories about what's happening to people on the product. We share the stories about people income, changing their lives, being able to give up 2 of their part-time jobs. This is all the things that happen with this. And there's a huge team of all of the people that you see on here today that are there to help and support you as you're building this as well as you move forward. So all that lets us to do is just say thank you for your time tonight, for coming on this call. We hope you've got the information that you want from it. Also, it has been recorded, so if you've got friends or people that maybe want to see something that haven't had the opportunity, speak to the person that put you on the call and they'll be able to send you the link afterwards, so they'll get a chance to see the recording as well. So is there anything you would like to add, Kim, before we finish?
I see Kayla's hand up. Thank you very much, Alan. Oh. Kayla, is your hand up on purpose?
Yes, Alan, hi. Thank you so much for the presentation. I just quickly want to ask you a question regarding your knees. Obviously, X39, Eon. What else were you patching for your knees?
Glutathione. Again, David Schmidt did a video where he was talking about they've now proved with a clinical trial that by using glutathione, it actually helps rebuild cartilage.
Yes, okay. No, I'm just asking because my friend who actually wants to join as a core partner, her mom went for a second knee replacement this morning. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I would like to suggest that to them then. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Kayla. I also see Patricia put her hand up.
Yes, I just want to add to the lady that's just been speaking. I'm patching my son, who had a very bad accident a few years ago, and he's in the States now, and they're wanting to do a knee replacement because he's lost all his cartilage. But I have on 3 patches on his knee: glutathione, is it carcinoin, Alan? The carcinoin, and the A.
Yeah.
And he's been on it a month. His pain is gone, but it'll take about 6 months to a year for that cartilage to build because he hasn't got any cartilage. It's bone on bone now at the moment. Yeah. But the pain is a lot better. And please, God, on the patch, we're going to get that cartilage in his knee within the year. So honestly, go for it. It's wonderful. Yeah. And I am age reversing. I was 87 2 months ago. So so I am on top of the world.
We can see that, Patricia. It's wonderful.
My hair's better, my skin's better, my whole life is better. And I've got a lovely husband who's 21 years younger than me, and I've got more than him.
Thank you, Patricia. Thanks for that. And thank you for the question, Kayla. I'm going to stop the recording now.